Hustle all year round, not just when days are rough. I'm not here to just fake a bluff, and we're waking up. All the people around here that's moving all high and dazing up. And the worst thing is they ain't blazing up. Stuck in a dream, they ain't waking up. You can take a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. That's a message that will stay with us. But what's gonna stay with the younger ones? I see an old league losing, the hunger done. It's the Hunger Games. You need to fill your plate, so you better eat up or you're going underdone.
Yes, family tree. Blessing, blessed. Power with everything. Respect for coming through the kingdom spot, you with me? Right about now we're just trying to, you with me, promote some street education, you with me, some real education for the people, and you with me, so right about now, true say you're very influential to the people on the roads, them, you with me?
Blessings.
What's active today, you with me, so what would you really say to the people in the sense of your idea what's gone wrong in the community, how things are changing over the years, and what's different from when we was youngsters, young guns, to where obviously now what you can see, you with me?
Yeah, that community aspect, if you know what I mean, and like family, like it's one of them, like as a youth, it's that real, like say I'm out in the street and I'm going in like a fool, and your mum see me out on road, she could come up to me and put me in my place.
Definitely.
And my mummy gonna feel no way because that's what she's meant to do.
The understanding of elders.
Yeah.
And each elder looked after each other's kidney on the roadside and governed them as elders. You couldn't do no foolishness if certain elders seen you, and it even matter for certain elders. Any elders, like what you say, any elders would tell you like, nah, behave yourself before me tell your mother ready tell you think me don't know who picked me you are. Those kind of vibes there.
And like set people that ain't even family, you have to call auntie or mommy. Like you see set people that, yes, you're right, mommy. And it's like nowadays you can't tell nobody nothing. You's going on like away. You can't say nothing to it because their mum or whatever, more time you're either gonna have them same views. She's gonna be like, who are you to talk to my you anyway, blah blah blah. And like them youths probably ain't even got no respect for their mum or that.
Yeah, natural.
So if you ain't got no respect for your family, how are you gonna treat me? And it's like all them
respected the kid and what you're saying, and then respected the kid.
Respect young and old, if there's set things that I remember from a young tender age, like to now. So it's like you can't take the youths for fool either, but you can't take the elders for fool because they already done been here. Like
life experience.
So like set things they might say and it might not
always go so.
But you just take that because it might come in later.
It might help you on the way.
Just with things like that.
Because like what you're saying is the time has changed now, and even if the elders did say something to certain youths, the youths then wouldn't respect them anyway, because obviously that relationship's gone, like what you're talking about, you with me, where the elders would pull up the youngsters, and the youngsters would respect the elders and think, you know what, he's an elder to me, let me know myself, really.
It all depends on what help, because enough youths nowadays just want to touch road or whatever.
So the wrong help.
So it's like a lot of the time they're saying, oh, my man ain't got nothing for me, but they're talking about road.
Because then they say that my man's washed up or my man's waste because man ain't helping him on their foolishness.
Like these times, that's where you need to see what is my man really on. These times my man might be on the way to building up the biggest thing known to man for the future. And if you just talk to a man on a proper level, you could be in with that from the beginning. It's like, but a lot of the time, there are some men that are moving forward and progressing, and they're not coming back to the youth them and saying, boom, like, I'm doing this, like, I've got some opportunities for like some dedicated youngsters who's on it. Like, and a lot of the time there aren't someone like doing that. Like, and so that's why with me, for example, like I try to do what I can, like roughly, like with the music. Like I know there's some talented youths around my circles.
In your school.
So it's like I make sure, yo, you got bars, like you can chat some things, like let me get you on a tune, and boom, like we can progress something. That's how I can help. Like right now, you know, and it's just things like that, like elders or man that are doing something, knowing, boom, like I can get one of the youth on my thing, and if he does his thing, like it's a blessing. And then as a youngster, he can influence other man his age because he's their age. Like, cause set youths are gonna look at man like, brush my man, like my man's washed, and like he could only be like 6 years older than man. So in my case, like they'd only be like 16. Like, but because another youth who's like 16 or like 18 is on the case, they're like, raw, these man might be blessed still, cause my man's around them, and my man's alright. You know what I mean?
Because you're helping my man, you with me? So obviously, by that day, my man's gonna come and see if he can get a bring through or whatnot, you with me? And obviously, because you're doing productive and real things and helping back the youth, because that's what it is. It's talking about man to help back the youth, them, you with me? If you're in a better position, instead of making the youth them always do foolishness, you with me? Come to the youth them and give them something productive to do. I.e. he's in the music, he's got his little setup, you with me? So sometimes the youth them could be out there doing no foolishness, but obviously him being an elder to the youth them around him and saying, yo, come and do this, come and spit on these tracks, you with me? Keep occupying the mind and obviously keeping them busy, you with me? Keeping them doing something positive, you with me? So in that same sense and same light, like you're saying, each one teach one, you with me? And then obviously they can inspire even youths younger than them or man who are around them. So say if I can do it, you can do it. If my man brought me through, he can bring me through. You with me? So that's what he's trying to talk here, and that's what he's saying, you with me? So a lot of more man out there need to start be doing this thing there, and obviously each one help one, and then from that day there'll be more strength and more unity in the community, you with me? Because that's about showing more love, you with me? And with that more love we will get more power and more life, and you with me? Building up, you with me? Straight like that.
It's mad that you asked this, car. Me and my bro was having this like conversation before. And like
power talks for me, really naturally, power talks.
Real fun. And it's like back in the day, like rappers for example, they would make their tunes, like I was talking about 50 Cent for example, and it's like putting out their tunes for like, and then he's got in the club. And it's like back in the day, rappers used to do their work for in the club, and then you've got your in the club, that's your paper. And it's like obviously you're gonna make your paper off your other stuff, but that was your club track. And it's like now everybody wants in the club. Everybody wants that club track, that hype thing. And like, don't get me wrong, I like listening to set ones of them because obviously it's like party music and that, and it's upliftment in a different way, you know what I mean, like for a different time and setting. But it's like I said, different time and settings. Like, so like in a different time and setting, that ain't the right thing. And it's like all the youths just care about the turn up. But what is the turn up for? Like, most of us come from like council estates and shit. So it's like, even if you are making a bit of pay, it's not enough to be going on like that.
Not on what the government and the system make it of us by us man warring and under foolishness and following foolishness.
It's just all a downward spiral. Still.
So that turn up is basically tearing down each other.
Trust me, fam, turn up but the come down is a different thing. And it's like obviously we're all in odd positions. It's like, and that's why I try let people know through the music that I ain't doing the best, you know what I mean? Because it's like, if I'm influencing someone, I need to let them know that it's alright to not be alright sometimes. Like, it happens.
Like real life.
And it's like, it will make them know that they're not alone in it, and it is normal in a sense, if you know what I mean. Like, obviously it's not normal to feel down, because man should feel up, but obviously when you go through them certain times, you know you're not alone in the situation, and someone that they could find influential has been in those situations. So it's like, yeah, my man's been there, he's come out of it, I can gain them powers there, and or they can use my music to gain strength and come out of that situation. And that's how I try to do it from, because all of us are in a little ups and downs, you know what I mean? From life ain't one straight playing field. Like, you have to take them ups and downs, and when you take them downs, you get stronger to get back up that hill. And then when you go back down again, you know you gotta build up yourself and you get back up that hill again. You never stay in that ditch. And that's what it's about.
You have to acknowledge the ups and the downs in this thing, because it's a journey. You with me? That's why obviously we got that up in there, said peace to the journey.
Alright,
you with
cool
me?
running.
Straight, you with me? Naturally. I was having this conversation the other day on a next previous interview where one of the artists, he was born in Jamaica, so he had the opportunity to explain how the education system in Jamaica and the education school system in England, how they differ. Are you with me? Because he was talking about, you get to know about your national heroes, your sharers and heroes, you with me? Like Marcus Garvey, Paul Bogle, Queen Nanny, etc. But I was saying that us in England, the school now, they don't really teach us our heroes and sharers. So we have a different upbringing in the sense of role models. I'm telling you about Henry VIII and and Queen Victoria and Tudor and
all them things.
All them things.
Black lives matter, but not much to them, man. The way that they're moving, they just want us to end, man. They want us to roll strapped up, find the closest fed and just feed them a fat slug. Oh, when I say it, no, it don't sound good. So how do I feel when I'm about to eat a meal and see another one of my brothers laying on the ground, bro?
What would you say that the school system, does it help us or doesn't it help us, or what would you say the school system, how does it affect the community and the black sister and the black brothers of today, the youth, them, us, as everybody?
It's a hindrance still, because like, well, I went Fernwood. I'm not gonna say no bad words about the school. I got a good learning there, so like it's alright. But when it comes to like Black History Month now, that's where you're slipping up, because it's like all they ever wanted to teach you about is slavery and nothing else.
That's all we know.
That's all I knew. Like, unless you're in with like things like more lines like back then, like, and they're teaching you up and your family's up on the things and they're telling you, boom, it's not slavery. But that's all you got every time, and it's like that's the only time you ever learn about Black history, when it was Black History Month time, and every time they're teaching about slavery. So it's like, if you're teaching like a youth who's not gonna research for themselves that they're a slave, what are you gonna be?
You're gonna be a slave.
Slave to the system, slave to everybody, slave to everything you know. And you're enslaved in the mind, because that's what you believe. Well, I'm a slave, like, and a lot of people, and you have to do your research deep, because all the blame doesn't just go to white people as well, because there was set man over there who was making sure them things can run. Like, so it's like,
so what you trying to say, black sellouts?
Some are.
And that's what happens
That's
today.
the reality.
You have to keep it real and talk real talks, cause enough of our own black people, you with me, make us, you get me, fall in the sense of, you with me, they don't want to see a next black brother or sister rise up, you with me. And obviously they're the harsh niggas, but obviously all the real niggas who are on the field, you get me, trying to plot and the scheme how to survive for the betterment of the people what was on the field. Them real people what was having them real life and them real life experiences, you with me? So that's what you're talking about there, those people what was keeping down their own brothers and sisters just to make the white man happy, make him do his dirty work on us as a people. You with me?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Trust me, do your research, man, cause it's a deep thing. You kings and queens, all of you, remember that.
So you would say that the school then system is not really fit for us then, basically?
No, like to be honest, ideally when I come to have my children, I'd like to homeschool them.
Yes, sir.
Like ideally, and God willing, most I willing, that will happen. And
these are the things what we're trying to do as more lines and as the family tree. Like back in the day when the elders used to school the youngsters, so obviously we can come together. I bring my youth, you bring your youth, they bring their youth, and everybody's got their youth growing back together. Cause remember back in the day when you go back, everybody grew up together, you know, somewhere around, even if it was in mummy's house or grandma's house, all the family came together, or all the friends, people them come together. So that's how it was once upon a time to a degree. So once we get certain things established and the more people come on board, those structures can get in place where the youngsters come together and we obviously get schooled under one house, under one kingdom, under one spot. You with me? As a family for the little ones, you with me? But it's for us as the next, because we're the elders now, and there's certain other elders out there too. So obviously make these things happen. What we're talking about, because we will have ideas. You lot will have ideas, but the more ideas will come on board and the more people who are willing to do action and real things, you with me, like my brother says, it help the youth them and who thinking the same and who's got power within themselves to help each other. Everybody come on board and create these things, you with me. Everything what people are thinking is time to start doing. You with me?
The right black history, and like it's one of them, like the way that I look at it is like back in the day before like money and them things did, say how I do music, I would have been able to do music and no one's like coming up to me about, oh Fonz, like don't you think you need to get like a little side job, or like, you know what I mean, or if I was a painter, like they won't be saying, oh don't you think you need to get, no, you're gonna wait on my next piece of art. So it's like I want them to know that I'm here to see what you're meant to be, like on that sort of level. Like I'm not here to say, oh you're doing football, you know, or you're doing music, you know. If you want to do music, I'm gonna make sure you do music. If you want to do football, I'll make sure that's what you do. But I'm gonna make sure you got your knowledge, definitely.
Got your mind right.
But what you actually want to do, if you want to be an actor, be an actor, but know yourself.
Know yourself.
Know yourself before you're going into them things.
Know your surroundings. You get me?
And that's what it is, fun, because like there's so many kids that get held down in certain things. Like you could be in an office job, but the wickedest actor or the wickedest singer, but you're in a 9 to 5 job for the sake of making ends meet.
Well, that's a form of modern day cotton picking, modern day slavery, where when you're working for yourself now, you're your own boss, or building up your own empire, or your family tree's empire, or whatever. It's your own thing as a people. It's your lots. So you can give a piece to your youth if need be. You with me? But when you're working, like you said, then 9 to 5, it's the white man, the boss man, and if I'm running a bit late, I'm under pressure now because the boss man's gonna tell me off like it's the headmaster at school.
I've been there, fam. Like,
pressure.
Yeah, I've been there, like.
Fonz, I like you. I do. You're a great guy. I think you've got the potential to build something good here. You know, you're always on time, you meet your deadlines, you basically get the job done.
What's the problem then?
It's just I think you can be a bit forward at times, if you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just the things that you say and the way you go about them. Yeah. It comes across as intimidating to the other apprentices. What? Yeah. I've had a few complaints. So I know you're a good guy. You're a great guy, man. You've got a good potential there. I want to see you smile more, you know? Get along with the other fellas. I'll be honest with you, right? If I saw you in the street late at night, I'd think you were going to mug me.
So, this is what you got to say to me. Clock that everyone's had like a problem with me for a while now. All the schemes, the excuses to get me out. So you know what? I'll do myself the favour.
Yeah? Fun.
And it's like, it's one of them, like, it's wrong because I look at it and I think, if this was my establishment, I couldn't even treat somebody like that. You know, one of them. So it's like, it just gave me the extra push to do my thing so I can show people how I believe it's meant to be done. You know, one of them. And trust me, build up yourself, people, because you've got it in you. Like, and we're living in today, trying to build for tomorrow. And we're trying to get away from the pain and the sorrow. If you go for the pain, better days will follow. And I'm telling you, stand tall, one man soldier like Zorro. Yo, like, just pure suppression, years of suppression. And them things there, and it causes doubt. Them things there is sickness.
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself.
And believe in your brothers and sisters around you. And obviously, you admit, if you haven't got a talent where everybody has got their talent, obviously help your brother or sister with their talent and support them, and each one help one, and you build one and become a part of something great. You admit, because it's all within you. You admit, definitely.
Alright, so 22 now, I started when I was 13 in year 8, and like I took it serious about when I was like 15. That's when I started like taking it more serious, and that was like around times like when, you know, like my grandparents was like getting ill and that, because like as a family we're close, so like always used to look after my nana and granddad and stuff. And at first music was just little bars of the brethrens and that, and then I come across like one writer's block. Like I couldn't write nothing for like over a month, nothing, trying every day, put on a different beat, trying, nothing was coming. And then it was like, I think it was around the time that what was it? I think my granddad had passed or something, and I had like a project at school, like some creative writing piece, and I'm there like, yo, this writer's block needs to leave me, otherwise this piece of work can't get done. And like from that, like I wrote 4 pieces. One was about death, one was called life, other was called afterlife. And then cause all them 3 was so deep, I wrote one called School Ground, this jerky thing like about what I see in the school ground and everything there. And that death one was like sort of put things at ease for me, if you know one of them. And then after I wrote that one, I realised that the music thing was just more than me just spitting some bars. Like this was like a release for me, like, you know, one of them, like it was helping me out. And after that, I just realised that I couldn't stop, because this was what was helping me out, you know, one of them. It's that really fun.
People are quick to judge from how your face looks, and that ain't good, and that ain't true. I went through stages thinking this ain't you, thinking yo Fonz, this is what it came to, but I've come to explain true. We do what we do, and there's no competition. I'm not here to be
So
shout out to Blakey, you know that.
Yes, yeah.
Already soldiers, salute young Blakes, family tree, done the family tree.
Man, so that's my cuz, you feel me, fam? So like, from young, he was doing it and that, and he put me onto like certain MCs and that, and put me onto S and that from young and skits and all that. And like, just like, there's like Lumberjack, LJ, like, listening to him from young. And it's just like, I was listening to Nuts music, you know, one of them, fam. Like, that's what brought me up, and like, grime music, obviously the rap music as well, but I'm a grime music, like, tell the truth. So it's like, I got brought up by Nuts music, you know, one of them, fam. And the reality of it is, obviously, even back then, it was chatting the real shit, chatting the live shit that like could help you get through, like Stan as well, like, and like there's some real man out there, like don't get twisted. There's many man out there. I'm not missing out. No names
all of them real man, them man there. You
I'd be sitting there all day naming off bare names, but yeah, and it's like it's just that real fun, but it's like it's getting to a point where youths don't like, they care but they don't care, because it's like they care about the turn up to where it's gonna get to a point where they're in a deep place and they ain't got no music to listen to for. Like, and it's like music is more than music when it's there to try give you something, like, because a lot of the time I'll be listening to music and I'm just jamming to the beat because I can't get nothing from it. Like, there's nothing that the person is saying that I can take from it. So I'm just jamming to the beat. But it's like, when you've got them tunes there where a man's trying to give you something, like, it's way deeper than a tune.
He's either giving you a message or he's giving you a piece of his story, a piece of him or a piece of her, depending on, you with me? So they're giving you something to obviously learn off, or you with me, or something to think about, you with me? Yeah, so I get what you're saying, yeah.
It's like that one, like, cause it's getting a bit wishy-washy, you know, one of them. And back in the day, you couldn't touch down on mic and sound like a next man as well. Like, that's another thing. Like, originality, that's being lost. Because like, I can remember, fam, like, I could listen to a tune, I don't need to see the track name. All I need, like, I'll just say, oh, is that mine, man? Yeah, is that mine, man? Yeah. Because you can tell by the voice, flow, how a man's hit it up, like, oh yeah, that's my man, or that's her, or you know what I mean? And nowadays, I'm listening to the tune like, who is this? Is this my man? And I'm like, no, it's my man. Like, and that shouldn't ever be happening, you know what I mean? And it's like, get back to your originality. Like, if you're in this music thing, obviously the turn up and that, obviously the odd times, good, like, but you even need to find your own wave in that thing, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be airing your tune and thinking it's your fume. Real talk.
Real talk.
I would like to make a tune with Stan. I'll say that.
Yeah, that ST. Alright, your boy.
Let me think. What? Can I say shutting the movements as what? Can that count as what?
Yo, S double, Dread One, Skits, Mini T, Blakey, Squeaks, all the family tree, you get me, you don't know. This is what it is. Radford's got a lot of talent, you with me? But obviously, man need to obviously unify and make them things happen, because look, man is still in 2017, man want shot in the movement. Man have to get their self right. Yo, Daddy, we've been telling you this from a minute, you with me? So you don't almost feel, but at the same time, it's time to hear the streets are calling you. Man wanna still make music with your car. You are the hardest from the get-go, you are the foundation. So holler at the boy, make things happen, you with me? So it's, you were saying there, so it's all within you, you with me? And I believe that obviously, man can do great things and should be doing great things 2017 if man come together, mad things. Cause not on them hard from the get-go, cause you know what time it is, you know man be like, you with me? Man keep it 100, 10, 100, 900. But yo, what you saying now?
Alright, one left, innit?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna say a producer, and I'm gonna say Mr. Virgo.
Okay, Mr. Virgo, yeah. Mr. V. Yeah. Get out your boy, Mr. V. You with me? Don't be shy, man. You with me? Grew up with you, Mr. V. You with me? You know this, blood. You get me? You're local, just like the rest of us. You with me? We're never too nice to obviously come back to the family tree and each one help one, and we all rise as one. It's time for man to use their powers. You with me? Like you said, Mr. V, Dread One. You with me? All the mans out there who are making their beats with me in their bedrooms. If you're hard, or yo, come out, everybody unifying. You with me? Reach out. You with me?
And then on the females now, I would like to make music with Nole. That would be sick. There's one singer called Izzy Bizu or something like that. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but she's
Where she's from?
I think she's from London, but if she ever sees this, if you ever see this, correct me if I'm wrong.
Just get at your boy anyway, because he's bigging you up and shining you as a hard sister, you get me? So yeah.
Yeah, she's got vocals and she got a nice wave to her. And why?
Last female. Alright,
I've got it. Miss Dynamite.
Old school foundation, yeah.
Miss Dynamite,
right, say another. So, saying all that, then they're the artists what you'd work, and I think that you did a good selection with obviously a good, big quality. Quality artists you want to work with, and they are quality ones with me. So I think they would be a good productions of if they was to holler at the boy and obviously you lot like make certain things happen with me. Yeah.
Like community events, you know, one of them. Like before, like when I was younger, like things would happen like on the park, like you know, in your community, and like a little like a barbecue sort of setting, like might be running on the park for the community. Like that don't happen no more. Like you know, them sort of events.
So that means man would have to behave then, you get me, because we can make these things happen, but man have to start behaving.
But they need to remember it's for the youth then.
For the youth them, you with me, because when we were youth then we had them once upon a time, but they all done because man like I and certain man them out there, man lock them things up, and we give the Babylon the opportunity to make us not have them no more. So if we want these things and we want to bring our youth together and we want the elders to come together, we need to obviously know thyself, behave thyself, and just be coming to these events like what you're talking about in love and in unity, you get me? And just enjoy the day. And I think obviously you can be around each other and you just don't have to exchange words or exchange look. Just enjoy your youth, them having fun at these community events.
Trust me, it's not about you. And like youth clubs.
We got them there, lock them down.
Lock them down. And I can remember as a youth going to youth club, like mum would come through with some decks or whatever, like some CDJs and that, and you can like do your thing, or like man are running a little program where you gotta write to a beat, but you can only like cause I went through like it was Spider, DJ MC Spider running the thing, and like literally me and my brethren was going up at first, like a couple of my brethren was on it at first, and it ended up just being me. Like I wrote the tune, like man just had to write some positive thing, you feel me? And like before then, I'd never done it before. You know, like I used talking to you before and you guided you. Like it was that sort of thing from. Like I'd never wrote nothing like that before. And to where I'd wrote that and I said to him, what, can I write a next thing? But like that's my thing. And he was like, yeah, of course. And I wrote like my own thing, like that was separate, you know? And like that day helped me progress as an MC as well and like elevate. And like them things there, the youth them ain't got it again. Like but it's semi the youth them's fault because like they get so much leeway in there that they start taking the piss. And then them things there can cause you to get your things cut. But they don't realise how much of a benefit that really is.
Why ain't all those youth centres there again? Why ain't
like
these projects there again?
Like the youth them like it's not cool to the youth them to go youth club no more. You know what I mean, fam? Like it's one of them like it's got nothing to do with cool. It's just like it's something to do because most of the time the youth them are going on with fuckery because they ain't got nothing to do. You know what I mean? But like we didn't have nothing to do, so man have reached youth club because they know they've got something for man to do.
You can play pool, you can go to do your music, you can do your basketball, you can do your football, you can do whatever you do.
And you're with your brethren. It's not like you're just turning up to just meet up with some random people. Like you're with your brethren in the place, good vibes and settings, you just cooling, you know what I mean? You might have to go do what you gotta do, and it's that, but it's like...
So would that be would you say it's a political reason why all these things have gone down, or is it due to ourselves, or is it both?
Saying that, it could be both, man. Like, they're wanting us to ruin ourselves, so, like, because they do cut funding in them places as well.
So if that was still running today, don't you think the youth would be off the roads?
Yeah, I think they would. I think they really would.
A man wouldn't be focused on each other and warring each other because each one would be in their community youth centre or community activity.
Because yo fam, the amount of times that I talk to like some man that are younger than me and that, yeah, and all I'm literally saying is just like two words to him, like stay focused or whatever. But like, and afterwards they'll be like, yo fam, respect for telling me that. Because like, and like it semi shocks me, fam, because it makes me think like none of your peoples them are talking to you like this or whatever. Like me, fam, like I care about all my peoples, fam. Like, you know, one of them, like, so it's like if I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you from a deep place, like out of love, you know, one of them. So it's like when I'm telling man, yo, stay focused, because a lot of these man don't want to see you do good, fam, because they can see where you're going and they know where they're at and where they're gonna be. And like, they don't realize if you are really that close, no matter what, I'm gonna move forward, you're gonna move forward with me, because I'm gonna help you elevate. But a lot of men don't see that, they just see you elevating and think you're gonna elevate ups and down. Like, so they will try keep you down. But then I'll just tell man, like, stay focused on your positive drive, because that's what's gonna take you out. And like, they'll be like, respect for that. And it just shocks me, because it makes me know no one talks to him on a level, you know, on a level. It's mad.
Definitely. For real. How people will be around people for obviously their own benefits, you with me? And if you're not lifting them up, or you're not benefiting them and their thing, then obviously, you with me, they're just gonna like obviously bring you down, like it says, or if you're rising above them, try and mash up your thing some way, somehow, so then you mash up and then they become knocking your thing like CC, but you wasn't helping anyway. You was on a bad mind thing anyway, you with me? So you won't have love, you with me? So you're right, I over's that still, so you're right. So what would you say that the answer would be to bring back that community love? That all those things what you're saying is missing from the community, because like it says, like those projects and those activities are missing. So I and I who's got sense now, I and I who's been on certain travels and certain walks of life now, you with me, have the understanding to see that yo, these things are missing, like what we're reasoning about, brother, because that's what it's about, you with me? bringing and making people have that nine mind there, you with me? To start thinking that power thing, you with me? To say, yo, look what's going on in my community. They always remember, they said that 2 words, man are a menace to a society and man are a product of their environment. So if we're a product of our environment and we're a menace to society, let's reverse them 2 things here and start making our environment and our society a better place. You with me? So by doing that now, we've got to start taking control then and start making these things happen. So like myself and certain other generals out there, and like generals like yourself, we're coming together to unify, to obviously have these conversations with me, to start promoting these, get me, education, these street education talks and topics where obviously we can make the mind start thinking and ticking and think, no, for real, we need to start doing real things and start building up with real niggas, you with me, and start controlling our bits and our ends and our cities, you with me? So while we're doing that, you with me, we can create like what we're doing at the Kingdom Spot. Like I said to you before, when you said you want to homeschool your own your youth and that, we can start creating these. We need more sisterins, more lionesses to get involved. So obviously you can be the nursery teachers, are you with me? And obviously the mother kids and all those babysitters or whatever, like old school days. You with me? Like when you had a sis and you say, yo sis, can I come round to you? Can you plait up my hair? Can you carry my hair? Can you do it? Like school time, man, had lots of girls what we could just order the sessions and get your hair did and boom, back, boom. The bond was there, you with me? You kept it funky with the females and she kept it funky with you. So we need all the real lionesses and the real sisters to come out and build with the brothers, you with me? So we can make, because you got children too. And I'm saying that you lot are the baby mothers and the sisters and the aunties too. So it's time for obviously everybody to play their role and come on board. You with me? So in that aspect there, you with me? Right about now, at the Kingdom Spot, we have education things, we have these talks, what's going on, you with me? And we have a studio and music to what we're building with the people out there as well. So we are starting to try to create these things and start to have people from the elders to the youngsters occupied, doing something, getting to know thyself one way or the other through education, through activities and through going to certain places and get me events out of town or going to ancestral sites in the UK, because obviously our ancestors left nothing behind here in the UK as well, because we are the kings and queens of the globe. You with me? We're the royalty of everywhere. So like you're saying, we need to start having street talks and street educations, talking real things, you get me, and real life issues, to know that, yo, man think they're goons, gangbangers and red tear and you get me, all this, yes, gang and red tear. You're the only gang what we need to be knowing is our family unit, our family gang, if it's going to be that. You with me? And know that we don't need to be banging on each other and one another, because that's some black on black crime thing, that's some played out thing where we need to rise up as a people. With me, we've got too many brothers and sisters locked up, or too many brothers and sisters lost their self to the roads already. You with me? What would you say about the little incident, because we're at home and Nottingham, we had a young brother pass away not long ago in Nottingham. What would you say about that? Because obviously we have to shout out to the family tree over there as well. You get me, our condolences and you with me, and I love you with me, more love to you, you with me every time, my brother, you with me, because you with me right about now, you with me. We're feeling it for you too, because we're one people here, nothing. You with me? Some people talk and some people don't do nothing out there. You with me? A lot of elders have got powers, a lot of people have got their powers, but right about now it's about the youth, them, or the younger generation are trying to actually come together and build something what's concrete and something what we can make a change. Make people change their mindset, make a youth them think, you know what, there's more to it than the streets, or you with me, or if I am street, I'm wise with this thing, you get me, I'm street wise, because people want to be street, but they ain't wise with it, so you're not street wise, you're over that, you with me? So, saying that, you with me, shout out to the family tree what's lost, obviously their son Ruben right about now, you with me, more love, more power, more life, because he goes to live on in the afterlife, you with me, I'm gone nowhere, you with me, the spiritual being, so the spiritual live on, you with me? So at the end of the day, you with me, I don't want to sound biased at the same time, you with me, we have to shout out for the family tree what's obviously on the other hand as well, because it's all a victim of crime. Because you got one what's lost their son to death, and you got one what's lost their son to the jail system. You with me? So we lost 2 soldiers out there. We have to keep it real when we say what we say, because we have to say it like that.
Yeah.
You with me? So our condolences to both sides of the family, because these are the things what we're trying to prevent. You with me? Because prevention is better than cure, and we need to cure our thing. Because we're spiritually sick, you with me? And a lot of elders are just making us run loose out there, you with me? So we have to start bringing some realness to the street, you with me? Straight like that, you with me? Where only us can unify the thing, you with me? Only us, you with me? Everybody want to talk like they're real, but obviously who's going to be doing real things, you with me? Straight like that, you with me? Straight like that, you with me?
It's one of them, like, I don't know the family, but rest in power. Like,
rest in power, brother, you've done it.
But like, it's one of them, like, I'm not even one to like even write things on Facebook, you know, one of them. But like, when that situation happened, fam, like, I couldn't even, like, you know, stop myself. Like, I just had to write a little thing, like, I basically said something like, everybody wanna talk this like lifestyle gangland shit till someone dies. And that's how it is in Knox all the time, fam. Like, it happened like with another situation. I'm not gonna bring it up because it's all other situations, but like, it's like Knox are always happy to talk some negative gang shit, road shit, till some real life on the road shit happens. And like, if it's really that, you should be like, bah, man told you that Knox is about it, or then that should be all over the social media. It's not that, but you're proving that it's not that. So don't just push the right thing, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's not like I was trying to overshadow nothing, like, and it's not even a dig at Young T and Bugsy on their tune or anything like that. It's just know what you're about, fam. Like, because people are always ready to advocate that side of things till that side of things happens. And then that's the real life. Street educations.
Zoop.
Big
Street
man wins.
education.
Boss man. Big up Teco. Yeah, just gonna drop some bars off the dome, so don't watch that, yeah. But ready or not, yo. Youth times, I never thought I was ready. I had to set up my mark on one steady. So nowadays I write all of my bars and I read it back like, yo, I'm heavy. And I'm just making all these tunes. I wanna make some money, jump in the car and zoom, get out of this place. But to get out of this place, no, I gotta build up my team. Yeah, I gotta build up the scene. Yeah, I gotta build up my brothers, build up my sisters. But what's going on? We're all just going in a drain. No, we're just losing it for the fame. No, they're just losing it in the brain. And I'm just like, what am I really doing with myself? I'm just losing my health, trying to do this and that. No, I'm just losing myself. So I need to find myself back. I've been writing this track like all night, and I'm looking at it like, yeah, it's alright, but I know it's more than that, it's special. I'm just coming true, yo, in my head, yeah, I got bars, I got a head full, but I just let them out. I ain't really stressing out, but I was stressed then, but I got a blessing now. Yeah, I'm just coming true, man, I just bunning zoots. If you chatting shit, fam, don't know I'm bunning you, cause I ain't always just calm like that. Man, I got the army, yeah, man, I come with some arms like that, yeah. Man, I got that army ready to tear down any Babylon.
More lions, more
lionesses, you feel me?
That one army, family tree thing, old to old, ends to end, city to city. Serious, one order.
Trust me.
Street education, you done it.
Trust me. If you want to check out anything else,
tell them.
Type me in FONZSE if you can't spell that. Yo, SoundCloud, Certified Blood and Family. YouTube, official Certified Blood and Family. CBF, you feel me? Extended family. From your locked in, you the extended family.
Done it. You with me? Check out more lions, more lionesses. You with me?
Every time.
Done it. You with me? Street education. You with me? Only real talk what's going on this right about now, you with me? 2017, you with me? One order.
Alright.
More power, more love, more life, more unity. You with me? It's a most royal family. Royal Lions.